Welcome to Everyday English Tips. Today's story is titled, She Had Nothing, But She Didn't Give Up. This is a heart-touching story of a girl named Sarah, who came from nothing. No money, no support, and no fancy education. But what she did have was belief in herself. This is not just a story. It's a lesson. A reminder that success doesn't need a perfect start. It needs a powerful heart. Everyone around her said, "You can't do it." But she replied with silence and action. She stumbled, she cried, she failed, but she didn't stop. And in the end, she surprised everyone, including herself. Sarah grew up in a broken neighborhood where opportunity was rare and dreams were often laughed at. Her father left when she was just 5. Her mother worked 2 jobs just to put food on the table. Their house was old, with cracks on the walls and a leaking roof. But inside that house lived a dreamer. Sarah loved to read, even if it was old newspapers or discarded books from the trash. While other kids played outside, she sat in the corner, reading stories and imagining a better world. She had one old school uniform, worn and faded, but she wore it with pride. At school, she was quiet. She didn't have the fancy pencil cases or new shoes, but she had determination. Teachers saw her potential, but no one thought she would go far, not with her background. But Sarah had already decided she would change her life, no matter how hard it was. When she turned 16, tragedy struck again. Her mother fell seriously ill and could no longer work. Bills piled up. Food became a luxury, and school became a question mark. Sarah made a tough decision. She dropped out of school to take care of her mother. She started cleaning homes, washing dishes, and helping neighbors just to earn a few coins. Every evening, after her work, she would sit beside her mother and read aloud from her old books. She missed school, but she never stopped learning. She borrowed books from a local teacher who believed in her and studied late into the night. She used every free moment to grow her mind, even when her world was falling apart. One day, while cleaning a small office, she noticed the receptionist struggling with emails. Sarah politely offered to help. She had practiced typing on a donated old keyboard at a community center. The receptionist was surprised. "You know how to write emails?" Sarah nodded. "I've been practicing." The office manager overheard and gave her a small task, typing a letter. She did it perfectly. The manager smiled. "Come here after your cleaning shift. I'll teach you more." That small opportunity became her turning point. She learned how to write emails, use spreadsheets, and speak professionally, all while still working as a cleaner. Within 6 months, the office manager offered Sarah a part-time assistant job. She couldn't believe it, her first desk job. She now worked as a cleaner in the morning and as an office assistant in the afternoon. She saved every penny she could, often skipping meals just to afford bus fare and books. She joined free online courses and watched tutorials late at night. Every step was a struggle. Every day was a test. But she kept going. She remembered her mother's words. "You don't need everything to start. You just need the courage to try." Sarah's English improved. Her computer skills became stronger. The small office she worked in started depending on her more and more. She began handling clients, managing schedules, and even solving small IT issues. Her confidence grew with every task she completed. But she didn't forget where she started. She still cleaned when needed, still greeted everyone with a humble smile. Soon, other small businesses started noticing her and offering freelance work. She began managing social media pages, writing blogs, and designing simple posters. From zero, she was building something powerful. Sarah used her savings to enroll in a weekend diploma course in business management. She was the oldest in her class, but also the most focused. Her professors admired her work ethic. She completed the course with distinction. She now dreamed of starting her own business, but she didn't have enough money. So she started small. She created a home-based service for helping small shops with marketing and customer service. Word spread fast. Her work was honest and effective. Her phone started ringing. Her confidence kept rising. 2 years later, she registered her own company. From cleaning floors to signing contracts, Sarah had come a long way. She hired 2 girls from her neighborhood and trained them. She gave them the same chance someone once gave her. She moved into a small office space, placed her mother's photo on her desk, and whispered, "We did it." But success didn't make her proud. It made her more grateful. She started giving motivational talks at schools and free workshops for girls who had no hope. Sarah's story was shared on social media. A local journalist interviewed her. Soon, she was invited to speak at a community leadership event. She stood on stage, nervous but proud, and said, "I had nothing, but I didn't give up." The crowd clapped and many eyes filled with tears. She wasn't famous, she wasn't rich, but she was powerful because her journey was real. Her voice reached hearts, not just ears. Today, Sarah runs a successful small business that empowers women. She still lives simply, still reads every night, still helps her neighbors. She believes success is not about shining, it's about lifting others while you rise. People often ask her, "How did you do it?" She smiles and says, "With nothing in my hands, but everything in my heart." Let Sarah's story remind you, no matter where you come from, no matter how hard it seems, don't give up. Because your story isn't over, and the best chapters are yet to come.